present you one of my students, and she's one of the best students that I've ever had. Her name is Jasmine Flores. She's a student from the tutorings that we give to, or I give to students of the university. Okay, so she's great, and today we are going to be just her and me because the other classmates couldn't come. But we are going to see this topic today that is called will and going to. We have plenty to do, but we are going to see this one first. Okay, Jazz, do you have any idea of what is will and going to, or when do we use will and going to? ¿Tienes como alguna idea de dónde, cuándo usamos will and going to?
Más o menos, pero no sé si estoy en lo correcto.
Ajá, tell me.
El going to, cuando vamos a hacer alguna acción en futuro, pero cercana, y el will igual en futuro, pero un poco más lejana.
Okay, excellent, yeah. So here's the thing. I've heard that explanation. I'm not saying that that is wrong. No estoy diciendo que eso esté mal. I think it's very good. Actually, I've learned in that way. So my teachers, when I was in school, used to tell me that going to is used when we are going to use or talk about a future that is near. Okay, for example, I am going to read tonight. That is something that is going to happen in the future, but in the near future, because it's going to happen later on this day. Or another example would be, I am going to spend the rest of the day with my grandma. Voy a pasar el resto del día con mi abuelita. So that's kind of a future. It's a future, but it is a near future. Es un futuro cercano. In the other hand, we have will. Teachers say that will, it is used for future as well, but it is a future that is going to happen later. Let's say, I will graduate soon, hopefully. Espero graduarme pronto, o me graduaré, más bien, me graduaré pronto, okay? That is something that is going to happen in the future, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. Sadly, it's not going to happen tomorrow. And it's not going to happen like in a month. It's going to happen maybe in several months. So it is correct to say that will is used for a future that is far away, a little bit far away, and going to with a future that is going to happen soon. However, I'm not saying that that is wrong, but I've learned that there are other explanation, or there is another explanation that would help. Hay otra explicación que yo también la voy a explicar un poquito aquí, because it is important to know both versions. Es importante saber ambas versiones, right? So this thing that I made over here, it's like a poster or something with containing information about will and going to. So it says, when talking about the future, in most conversations, we can use will or going to. So you're right, when we are going to talk about future, we use will and going to. Maybe we can use going to a future that is near, and will, a future that is going to happen later. How do we recognize each other? Jazz, no sé si me puedes hacer el grandísimo favor. Would you mind to read here this column that says going to, and read each like word?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Near no sé cómo se dice esa palabra.
Future.
Ajá. ¿Cómo se dice? Future.
Future.
No sé cómo. Okay. Plans, predictions, informal situations y no sé esa palabra.
Plan.
Planned activities.
Excellent. Thank you, Jazz. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, yes. So, how do we recognize going to and will? We are going to recognize going to, or we're going to use going to when we talk about a near future, but also plans, predictions, informal situations, and planned activities. In the other hand, we have will. Will is going to be used when we want to talk about dreams, promises, facts, formal and informal situations, and unplanned activities. Let me give you some examples because I don't know, but I work better with examples. So we have going to. In the case of near future, we have this. They are going to have lunch at noon. So that is something that is going to happen maybe this day, in a moment, or in this case, at noon. In this day, at noon, they are going to have lunch. Then we have, they are going to watch Fast and Furious tomorrow. Tomorrow, which is still the future, but it is a sooner future, we will watch, or they are going to watch Fast and Furious, la película Rápidos y Furiosos. We have also, I am going to clean my room tonight. Yo, esta noche, I'm going to clean my room, okay? That is a future that is going to happen maybe this day, soon, okay? We also have plans. We are going to spend Christmas at my grandma's. I am going to graduate this year, and they are going to get ready for the race. Okay, and then we have the structures. As you might know, at this point, I like to make structures in order to explain how to create sentences. In this case, we have the affirmative sentence structure to use with going to, the negative one, and the questions. So first, how do we construct an affirmative sentence? We use the subject first, then we have the verb be, going to, which is the key or the clue that tells me that I'm going to speak about the future. I'm sorry. The verb in base form, because when we have going to, the verb that is going to be next is going to be on base form. And finally, we have the complement, which is the additional information that we put in order to make the sentence a little bit creative or a little bit better. Okay, so I have this example. I am going to play with them. I have the subject I, which is me, right? I. According to the verb be that we have seen plenty of times, when we have the subject I, we have to use am. When we have the subject pronoun he, she, or it, we have to use is. And when we have we, you, and they, we have to use the verb be, are, right? So once we identify the subject, then we identify the verb be. Then we write going to, which is the future there. And we, next to that going to, we write the verb on base form. We don't add s as we did on simple present. We don't add ing when we, for example, when we talk about progressive or continuous. Just the verb on base form. And the complement, in this case, with them. Or it could be with my mom, with my cousins, etc. Then we have an. And remember that an is a proper noun, but is the subject pronoun. I'm sorry, the subject pronoun for an is she. Of course, we have to look for a verb that functions with that subject. In this case, is. Then we use going to, play, because it's the verb on its base form, and the complement. Okay,